Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 gameplay cast with me, Thendis32. Alright. Hello guys, just wanna do this a little bit. I got myself a nice game here versus two pretty well-known players. My guess is it came from the latter, so sadly we will hear those pesky rally points.
Ready to work.
But while I'm here, let us introduce our players. Spawning as the red human, it is Romantic. And his opponent, spawning as the blue undead, it is 120. Undead versus human on Echo Isles. And by the looks of things, it looks like 120 will be doing the Ted Fiend build. Pretty nice standard build that undead goes versus humans. I'm sorry, I wish there was an observer, I really do. I love watching games as the observer. Ooh, as we do see a Mountain King as the first hero choice for Romantic. If you're an undead player like myself, many undead players have different opinions about Mountain King first, as we do see the standard Death Knight out of 120. Some players like Checky thinks it's the most imbalanced thing in the world, and then you have other undead players who don't really care at all and thinks it doesn't affect the game. Me, I'm a little bit in between. Mountain King first does make it a little more annoying. Especially when you send your Death Knight out, you do that early harassment, and then if the human player times it right, he gets the Stormbolt off on your Death Knight, and he can surround you with the footmen or militia or whatever he's got around him, and that can really cut your harassment short. And of course, if you get that Mountain King all beefed up in levels, that Stormbolt can become a huge damage dealer in the fight. Huge damage dealer. And by the looks of things, it looks like Romantic will be militia creeping the mercenary camp. On Echo Isles, a human player can get an early expansion if they want to by militia creeping the gold mine. It's not that hard of a camp, only 2 trolls and an ogre. Alright, 120 with his Death Knight, Rod of Necromancy in hand. And it looks like the Troll Shadow Priest was picked up by Romantic, so he is going to be able to abolish those skeletal minions that Rod does summon. As the Mountain King gets level 2 and a Prefer to Vitality, makes that little dwarf that much tankier. Meanwhile, tier 2 is on the way for 120 along. Looks like he got himself a peasant kill, as he did get a little boost of experience. Alright, Death Knight is chasing down the peasants. He's got to get him low enough. Level 1 Death Coil does around 70 damage. Now he can do it if he wants to. You really don't want to blow that coil though, so he's just going to kill him the old-fashioned way. As a few militia were pulled to shoo away at these skeleton warriors.
Our town is under siege.
Alright, we do see Crypt Fiends in production for 120. Meanwhile, Romantic is still at tier 1, so the chance of an expansion is still very much possible. Human players love to expand versus undead. They love it, they love it, they love it. They'll never stop doing it.
Our forces are under attack. Ready to work.
Meanwhile, both players continuing to creep away. 120. Looks like he might try to kill some Murlocs here. And Romantic's main goal really with this Mountain King is to get him to level 3. That level 2 Stormbolt is very needed. Whether you think it's imbalanced or not, you definitely need that level 2 bolt. Whereas 120 is about halfway to tier 2. He's still got Crypt Fiends in production. And looks like militia will be creeping out the gold mine, so it looks like it will be a fast expo out of Romantic. Mountain King picking up Dust of Appearance, Boots of Speed, and Stuff Teleportation. And it looks like he might go Acolyte Acolyte sniping. Basically, with that level 2 Stormbolt that he does have, he can basically one-shot these Acolytes who are mining at the gold mine. He's looking around for 120, see if he's creeping, but little does he know that 120 is by the expansion. There is one scout tower being built here. Oh, and a Staff of Teleportation. It looks like the Mountain King will be coming back. I think I mispronounced that. Teleportation is the term. Name? I can't talk. Oop, long-range coil by the Death Knight does take out one of the peasants. We do have an arcane tower on the way. And with that fast expansion, that means that Romantic's tech will be quite delayed, as there are some Crypt Fiends here for 120. This is basically my most known matchup, because it's the one I play the most. If I'm laddering, whether it's on Arena or Battle.net, I'm usually versus a human player for whatever reason. So I tend to know a lot about this matchup, because I play it a lot. As we do see the Lich as the second hero choice for 120. Oh, nice timed kill by the Death Knight. If one of those towers would have gotten the last hit, no experience would have been given. Which would have been bad, as undead heroes rely on that higher level for that undead nuke, that coil, the Nova, they need it all. So we do see the Town Hall on the way. One arcane tower there to defend, and the Troll Shadow Priest left behind so we can abolish those skeletal warriors. Alright, Mountain King coming in. Is he going to try to steal the Trapper with the bolt? No, he won't. Lich is out. And Romantic trying to keep his distance. Human players love to keep the pressure on, because if the undead player's forced to stay on the defensive, he won't be able to put pressure on your expansion. So that way the human players get as much income as they possibly can. Alright. But with the power of the Crypt Fiends, they are able to kite those footmen away. So the footmen trying to run away. Stormbolt going down onto that Death Knight. Do we have Defend on the way? Defend now starting. That means that these footmen can take a lot more shots from those fiends, as they are piercing damaged units. Alright, looks like 120 went Frost Shield first actually on his Lich. So no Nova until he gets to level 2. Which could be bad, it could be good. Frost Shield's pretty good versus that Stormbolt, so if he gets surrounded, the footmen, of course, get slowed. Alright, that Mountain King hanging around. Another Stormbolt onto that Death Knight. Is he going to try to go for the surround here? No, he's not. He almost got one. Didn't able to get it closed. Alright, Coil going to save that Crypt Fiend from Ogie the Mauler.
Research complete.
Defend is finished. Romantic still hasn't started his tech, the tier 2, but the Mountain King bolt snipe onto that fiend. Level 3 onto the Death Knight. We do see him seeing statues here. They'll be able to heal up the undead army. And still no tech up to tier 3 actually. So there could be a chance of a wagon push. Sometimes undead like to stay on tier 2 and build meat wagons and push on the human expansion. I usually don't do it. I used to do it a lot and think it was the best thing ever, but in my opinion, I think tier 3 destroyer pushes are a bit more solid. So I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. He is building meat wagons, so I guess it is a tier 2 wagon push. Not the most helpful thing in the world, as there is only that one arcane tower here to defend. For all you Back to Warcraft fans, Muddy the Mud Golem is in this game. He's working for Reprisal today. Not Reprisal, he's working for Romantic today. Why do I keep talking?
Job's done.
Anyway, the Fiend's doing a good job, slowly sieging away. Arcane Tower doesn't do that much damage at all. 120 is trying to keep his heroes back, that way the mana doesn't get sucked out of him. And it looks like 2 ghouls actually pulled here, so this is kind of an all-in sort of. Otherwise, 120 is really going to be sucking for wood. Alright, Coil saving that Fiend. He is surrounded. I'm not sure if 120 got Burrow. Dust of Appearance used anyway. Romantic is not taking the chance. Alright, Peasant's going down. Another Stormbolt onto yet another Fiend. Level 2 on the Lich, so 120 does have Frost Nova in his arsenal. Should he want to try to use it. Long range coils saving that Fiend. As Frost Nova going down on those Peasants. As a Stormbolt also went down on the Fiend, but he's coiled again. Death Knight still has about 2 coils left in him. Should he want to try to use it? Mountain King almost having a bolt. 2 more mana. There you go. He's got the bolt in his arsenal. Should he want to try to use it? And 120 is doing some good damage with this push here.
Ready for action.
More and more footmen being produced here. The meat wagons just gonna slowly siege away. Tier 3 is on the way for 120, so he's not fully committing to this push, although he's really gonna suck for wood. How much wood do you got?
Ready for action.
Only 35, so not much here. More and more towers being produced. Peasants all being pulled, trying to repair that tower. Ogi the Mauler is here, folks. The Fendus 32 mascot. What an honor it is to cast him in this game. That Lich getting the mana sucked right out of him as the Arcane Tower finally goes down, and there's not much here to defend this expo. Romantic relying on that mercenary camp he crept. So we do have 2 meat wagons here for 120. Now he's focusing down the town hall. He's doing some good damage. Romantic forced to put all the peasants to repair. Romantic cannot fight 120's army head on. He's so much ahead on tech, whereas Romantic's still on tier 1. Alright, Nova going down on that Troll Berserker. Stormbolt onto the Fiend. Frost Shield also going down onto him. Oh, in the surround, I still don't think 120 has Burrow, but it doesn't matter as Dust of Appearance is used. Another coil used to save him, but the Stormbolt does kill that Fiend. And the Militia chasing away at the meat wagons. For those of you that didn't know, Frost Shield does work on meat wagons, even though they are considered mechanical units. Oh, another Fiend goes down. And with every Fiend going down, that's a lot of DPS leaving that undead army. But 120 is still going a good job at pushing Romantic away. Mountain King with the Staff of Teleportation. Did pick up an Invuln Pot and a Healing Scroll. 120 almost at tier 3, and once he gets Destroyers, Romantic's gonna be pretty much screwed because he won't have much that attacks air. Alright, Romantic trying to go in for another push here. He's got to focus down those meat wagons. Level 3 onto the Lich, level 4 onto the Death Knight. Things are looking very good for 120. I wish I could play like this. But the Mountain King is almost at level 4 as the Stormbolt does go down onto the Fiend. And more Militia forced to be pulled to defend here. And Romantic's trying everything he can. Ogi the Mauler lives, but the Fiend goes down. Level 4 onto the Mountain King. We'll use an Invulnerability Potion. And 120 is starting to lose quite a bit of units here. He has quite a bit of statues. Does he have the Destroyer upgrade? It is on the way. Another Nova going down those footmen. More and more footmen dropping like flies. And even though that was a pretty good attack by Romantic, it still was not enough to fight the undead force that is 120. A Fiend is going to get caught with that bash. Frost Shield's going to quickly get put on him. Mountain King's got one more Stormbolt. He's got one more Stormbolt into him. And Romantic making the peasants go away. He's abandoning the expo. He's still at tier 1. There's not much he can do here. He's forced to rely on these mercs as Destroyers are now here for 120. So we do have more defensive towers on the way for Romantic.
Ready for action.
The only thing they can attack up is that Troll Berserker. And they're going to need a lot more of him to deal with that.
Is under siege.
The Destroyers chasing away at the footmen. More Militia being pulled. But the expansion town hall is almost killed here. They're going straight for the Lich. Frost Shield quickly is put onto him as the Stormbolt as well. And the Lich, I think he's surrounded. I think he can fit through that gap actually. I'm not sure. The town portal is switched to him. One of the Destroyers go down from the Troll Berserker. The Fiend's getting caught up a lot. Oh, this is one of Romantic's last push. 120 forced the TP away, giving Romantic that breathing room that he so desperately needs right now. But was that enough? 120 so far ahead on the tech, and he did good economical damage as you can see. And 120 looks like he's going to go into creeping. The Lich with the Orb of Corruption now. Keep in mind, he didn't have it when he was attacking the expansion. So now he has that Corruption ability, which lowers the armor of a unit greatly that's attacked by that Lich.
Job's done. Ready to work.
Right now it's currently 41 supply for Romantic versus 55 of 120. These meat wagons getting caught out by the Mountain King and the Footman. Slow works on meat wagons too. See, I learned something every day. A Stormbolt goes down onto that Lich.
Job done.
A nice, beautiful Nova. That is a level 2 Nova, so that does quite a bit of damage. And a Lich about to get level 4. Only one Footman needed for that level 4. Will that Footman be coiled?
Under attack.
No, he's not going to be coiled. Guess the level 4 wasn't worth it. Romantic catching a Fiend off guard on the rally point. He might try to go in, kill some Acolytes, maybe try to force 120 to TP back, but 120 does not have a town portal. So more than likely he's going to commit to this push. Mountain King using the Staff of Teleportation back to the shop. And 120 trying to hold, not 120, Romantic trying to hold. He's getting more towers.
Forces are under attack. Job done.
But if focus fired, Fiends can do some pretty sweet damage versus those towers.
Our town is under siege.
Alright, one of the guard towers is being focused. It does get taken down. Mount King, Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. And the Town Hall getting focused down with the power of the Fiends and the meat wagons, and I'm not sure if there's much Romantic can do about it. No, I think he's gonna let it fall. He has no army. Another long-range bolt onto that Death Knight, who's almost level 5, and a level 3 coil might seal the deal here. There's 2 Troll Berserkers going at it versus these destroyers. Coil will save one of those destroyers, though, as Ogun and Mauler goes down, giving level 5 Death Knight, but another Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. And GG's called, 120 taking a very one-sided victory, actually. Doing that tower wagon push, doing very nice with it, doing quite a bit of damage. Not sure what Romantic could have done to better hold that. I think 120 just played that game smart. If you liked this cast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to watch me play Warcraft 3, follow me at Twitch at ThenThis32, and I'll catch you guys later.